Hi there, happy gardeners! Welcome back. Marcelina here, sharing you another video how to grow and care Meyer lemon tree in container. Meyer lemon tree is absolutely awesome, as you can see here, with beautiful white, very fragrant flower and luscious fruit. Look at this fruit, guys! It's beautiful. You don't see Meyer lemon fruit more often in store. What you see in store is Eureka. So if you guys want to have a fresh harvest Meyer lemon fruit, the best way is to grow your own tree. So if you are currently have or you are looking for Meyer lemon tree, at the end of this video, I provide a link for you guys. So check the link below and get your Meyer lemon today. Alright, let's move on. Since this video is about how to grow and care Meyer lemon tree in container, let's talk about container. Choosing the right container is critical. Your container should have a good drainage so water drains out easily. Your container should be deep enough for your plants to grow bigger, wide enough for the root system to grow and expand. Your container should be breathable, meaning air can get in and get out easily. There should have a good air circulation inside the container so roots can take up good amount of oxygen. The number one problem of growing plants in the container like this is root bound. Root bound happens when oxygen is deprived. When the root is deprived with oxygen, it continues to grow in the container in a restricted form, seeking for that oxygen. And I'm going to show you guys, so let's take a look. Alright guys, so I have my Meyer lemon here. I grew in a 4-inch container. So let's take a look at the root. Oh my goodness. Look at this, guys. Oh man. Please don't die on me, okay? Hang on. Stay put. So look at the root, guys. It's dry. It needs water. I loosen a little bit below. And this is the result of root bound. So when the root is bound, there is no enough oxygen and the root turns brown. So if there is a good amount of oxygen, this root should not be brown, it should be white and healthy. So if you have a root-bound plant, it doesn't matter how much water and nutrients you give to the plant, these nutrients should not be available, cannot be absorbed because the root is busy for that oxygen. Alright, so how can we solve the issue? And I'm going to share it to you guys. So if you're growing Meyer lemon in container, I would recommend to grow it in a breathable container. This is a smart pot or a pot. You can get this online. I will link you guys in this video to get your breathable container. And if you are going to use the container like this, you need to create a hole. So I have a drill here. This is my perfect tool. So create a hole. There is a good hole in here. It drains the water, but there is not enough holes to circulate air. So what you're going to do is using this one here and create a hole around it. Okay, now I have holes here now. So create a hole around it so the air can get in and there will be a good amount of air circulation inside. So when you grow the plant, when you grow this plant, the root system should be air prone. Now, air pruning. All right, guys, let's talk about air pruning. Air pruning occurs naturally when roots are exposed to air in the lack of high humidity. What is happening here when air hits the roots? Roots burn off and die. Then a new healthy branching roots will develop. That is air pruning. This lemon is grown in a self-prune container. As you can see, roots is not bound and it continues to grow. So this root here will eventually dies off and produce new roots. Now, when roots are not exposed to air, what will happen? They will continue to grow around the container in a restricted pattern. That is root bound. So how do you prevent root bound? To prevent root bound, you need to grow your lemon tree in a self-prone container like this. Alright, so let's move on to the next topic, container size. Selecting a proper size container is very important, and I'm going to show you here in this video. So hang on, stay until to the end, because there are so many materials that we are going to be covering here today, guys. So I will see you in the next video. Selecting a proper size container is very important, guys. So I have here a Meyer Lemon tree grown in a 4-inch pot. Now, if you guys are going to buy my Meyer Lemon tree at this size, it is a big no-no to grow this plant in a 5-gallon container. And why is that? Large containers slows down the growth of the plant. So what is the best size container for this young tree? You need to grow the lemon at this size. This is a gallon container. Voila! Perfect! It's healthy too. If you're going to buy lemon at this size, this is grown in a gallon container, you need to grow this plant in a 3-gallon container or 5-gallon container. This is due for repotting. Now, if you're going to buy a full-grown established tree, like this one here, you need to grow the plant in a 5-gallon container or larger. This is my 10 years old Meyer Lemon tree. It has been grown in container for 10 years now. I never repot the plant, so I use the crate to grow this lemon because crate is strong and sturdy. It is easy for me to carry my plant from the greenhouse to the garden. It is also breathable and self-prone, meaning the root system is continuously prone, so my Meyer Lemon plant has no problem absorbing water and nutrients. So if you guys want to learn more how to build your own self-prone container, at the end of this video, you will see on the screen suggested videos. I would encourage you guys to watch that suggested videos. Alright, so we have come up this far. Let's go ahead and repot our lemon because we take out this one from the pot. We don't want to dry out the root. So we'll see you in the next side. Alright, let's grow our young Meyer Lemon tree in 1-gallon container. This is a self-prone container. As you can see, we have a good drainage. We also have holes around it for air circulation. So our plant doesn't grow into root bound. Citrus grows in any type of soil as long as the soil drains. You can create your own soilless media, 50% perlite and 50% cocoa fiber, or you can buy a ready-to-grow soilless mix. I use the Happy Frog because it has a good quality soilless mix, and it also contains Mycorrhizal, which is a beneficial fungus that will help protect the roots of my plant. Now, fertilizer, I have fertilizer that I'm going to introduce here. You can use the iron night as long that you have a higher percentage of nitrogen, because citrus is a high nitrogen feed. So you need to have the higher number of your nitrogen here. So this fertilizer is good for citrus, or best to use the citrus tone. I always use this because it contains a balance of nutrients that is specific for your citrus. So what I'm doing here, when I grow my citrus, I fill in. You need to fill in the container halfway. You can work the fertilizer in soil, or you can just add in the soil and then add another layer. So let's begin. So I'm going to use this citrus tone. So you only need half of the cup, 1/2 cup. And then add to the soil. Now I use the this one here. This is the worm casting to layer the fertilizer so it doesn't contact with the root. And then you need to place the root, spread the root, and then add another extra soil. Okay, so I fill in the container here. You can see that. And you just press down. Then after you are done planting your lemon, you water the plant. So water properly because lemon needs deep watering. So you need to water it until you see it drains. Okay, it starts draining now. Alright, so we're not done here yet. We are going to add Epsom salt because Epsom salt also benefits to the tree by providing a good chlorophyll. So that is most important for the Epsom salt. So I will add another Epsom salt. Okay, I add half cup of Epsom salt. And I'm going to add this one into the soil. So Epsom salt makes the root stronger and producing more leaves. Alright, so that is how you grow your Meyer lemon tree. And we're not done here yet, guys. There are still a lot of materials that I will share with you here. So we will continue after the ads. By the way, guys, my channel contains ads. So some of the ads are short while the others are strong or long, not strong. So if you guys want to support small channel like mine, consider watching at least one short ad. I know you probably click off the ad and just go ahead and watch the good information, but to help us, guys, I will ask you a special favor. Consider to even just one ad, as long as the ad is not long. So alright, we have come up this far. If you guys enjoy watching this video, consider to give it a lot of likes. The more likes this video gets, it becomes suggested video. Once it is suggested video, all the people are able to see and watch and use the materials. If you think the content of this video is helpful to you or helpful to others, please share the contents, guys, to everyone. Sharing is caring. Another favor to us, if you found this channel by coincidence because you're searching for answer, consider to subscribe, guys. Subscription is totally free. It doesn't cost you anything. In fact, you guys motivate me to upload more valuable video. Now the last thing, you see that bell up there on the screen? Don't forget to click the bell, guys, for notification so you will get notified when I upload new video. I just don't want you to miss anything. Alright, let's move on to the next topic, plant care and management. Have you heard a word saying an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure? Would you agree? Absolutely true, and I'm going to share that with you here on this video. To care for citrus, you need 4-point system. And remember the 4-point system. Number 1, sunlight. Number 2, water. Number 3, fertilizer. And number 4, prevention. If you remember all of this and stay close to the 4 points, you will be able to successfully grow your first beautiful Meyer lemon like this. Look at it. Oh my gosh, it smells good. Alright, so let's talk about sunlight. The lemon tree needs at least 6 to 8 hours of sunlight. If you are going to grow this plant indoor during winter time, you need to place the plant to the area where it gets sunshine, because if this suffer sunlight deficiency, this plant won't produce fruit. And you need fruit. Look at the fruit. Look at so you need to give it a lot of sunshine. In summer, when you take this out in summer, give it a lot of sunshine during morning, and then in the late afternoon, give it a partial shade, because this plant cannot tolerate extreme heat. It burns the leaves. So protect your plant during hot summer days. Alright, so let's talk about the watering. Now, lemon tree needs deep watering. When I say deep watering, you water it properly. If you only water a little bit and then you come up for the next day and water, it's a big no-no, because this plant needs a lot of water. But here's the thing, you can be overwatering or underwatering, but it's better to go in the underwatering than overwatering. You know why? Because overwatering is one factor or one risk factor for the plants to drown and die or get diseases, and you end up having this root rot. So that is the problem. So make sure that you don't overwater the plants. So how often do you water your plants during summer? You water it every 3 times a day, morning and then late early afternoon and then late evening. So you water that, especially if you grow them in container, so it dries out so quickly. So water them properly. Now in the winter, you don't have to water the plants more often. You reduce your watering because the plant is going to be less active at that time. So again, you need to make sure that your plants is not over watered. In order for you to monitor your plant if it is overwatering or underwatering, you need to use your finger, this finger here, and then insert your finger 3 to 4 inches all the way down to this into the soil, and test it if it is moist. You need to have damp. It has to be damp and not dry, because if it is dry, then you need to water it. Another option that you can use a meter. There's a moisture meter, and I have that in here, and it is not working now, so I throw it away. I need to buy another one. So you place the moisture meter here. It tells you the temperature of the soil in the container, so you would be able to detect when it's going to need water. All right, let's move on to the fertilizer. Now, Meyer lemon tree or citrus is heavy nitrogen feed, so they love nitrogen. So make sure that your fertilizer has a higher nitrogen number. And I introduced you the bag of, I have to look at it right here. That was the Ironite Plus. It contains 12% of nitrogen and then 10% phosphorus and 10% potassium. Or you can use the citrus stone. I use the citrus stone because it contains a balance of nutrients that is specific for citrus. So your citrus doesn't need any missing nutrients. So use the citrus stone, and then also add a little bit of Epsom salt, because Epsom salt increases the production of leaves or chlorophyll, and also it gives the roots to become stronger and it produces bigger fruit. Alright, now let's talk about what are we missing here. So we are done with the fertilizer. Now let's go with the prevention. Now prevention is the most important thing. Don't just ignore your plant. Always on the top of it. Citrus are always risk for virus or for pests and diseases. And actually this Meyer Lemon came from China, and it was introduced in United States in 1908. So by then, citrus are very susceptible for one virus, and they corrected that virus in 1959. They worked out to prevent that virus. So you have the improved Meyer Lemon, which is less susceptible to diseases. But even if it is less susceptible, you can still get a lot of things going on in the plant. Now, one of the problem of the citrus is pests. Now, my major problem here is the slugs. I don't have the snail, but that is another pest that attacks your plant. The slug will pest during the night. So I come in here and use my flashlight to just to look at the slug. They like this moist environment, and they will hide under the rock, or they will hide under the tree where there is a lot of compost. So make sure you look at the slug, because if you don't control the slug, the leaves would be wiped out. So you have like a lot of holes. The snails is not good either, because I talked to my partner. He said like, no, the snail doesn't eat the bark. Yes, it is. The snail will eat the fruit, will eat the leaves, and also will eat the trunk. Now, another thing that I would like to share with you guys, ants. Now, if you see ants crawling around, I don't have ants in here because I controlled that a few years ago. If you see ants crawling, ants is a carrier of disease, carrier of pests, and they are they domesticate all those pests. So what they're doing is just dropping those insects, those aphids in here. So the aphids would eat your leaves, and then the ants will wait until there is honeydew. So it is just a symbiotic thing, you know. The domesticate the insects, drop it in the plant, and then the insect eats your plants and produce sugar, and then the ant is happy. So control the ants, and then there is an ants killer. You buy that and then put that in the base of the tree, so that the ant would go into the bait. Now, another problem of the lemon tree is scale. Now, scale is easy to control. You know, you just have to use alcohol. You rub the stem, you spray the alcohol, and then rub the stem, rub the leaves, or you can use neem. Just be careful when you use neem, because sometimes it would affect the leaves of the plant. So know the dosage. So that is how you kill the aphids, because you don't want this sooty mold here. I don't have mold right now because I control the aphids. I control the scale. Those are the responsible for creating that mold, and it looks terrible. And another problem for Meyer lemon, as far as I am concerned here, I don't cover the whole thing of the diseases, guys. I will cover that in my next video because it would take longer. So if you have problems with your lemon, use the horticultural insecticide or pesticide and spray your lemon. Don't wait until you see all these problems unmanageable. Always tend to your plant before it gets infected. So now pruning. So I normally don't prune the lemon, guys, and I am sure you guys, pruning is important for the plant because it creates more leaves or more new leaf branch, and then it produces more flowers and fruit. I only prune my lemon if I see dead branches. You definitely cut the branches, or if the branches is facing towards the center, I minimize my pruning and I don't prune it a lot. But again, you only prune if there is a dead branches or the branches is crossing over to the center, because if it crosses to the center, it blocks the air circulation, and you don't want to make the citrus diseases, because that is good host for good environment for the fungus. And then the flowering, it's nice to look at a lot of flowers, and some of the people said, no, I don't wanna prune the flower, because as you can see, I wanna show it to you closer here. As you can see, look at that. Look at this beautiful flower. It forms a cluster of flowers, guys, and probably you would say like, I hate to prune my flower, but I would recommend you guys to prune it. So like this one here, these are a lot of flower in here. So once there is a lot of newly young fruit, I remove it and keep 3 or 4 fruit, because if you don't remove it, you end up having a small fruit. So this one here, as you can see, I have a big I'm going to do this one. I'm going to use this one for tea. Look at that. Oh, so good. So if you want a bigger fruit like this, you need to remove few fruit. So I just kept the flower here because they are fragrant, and every time I come here it smells good. So I will remove I remove them when I see small fruit. So keep your fruit minimal if you want to have a larger fruit, from 3 to 4 fruit in just in the branch. All right, I hope I give you a lot of information here. Another thing that I will give you an extra materials here. Now, how often do you transplant your plant? Now, you need to transplant or repot your plant every 2 years as the plant grows bigger. And I don't repot my plant because I grow it in a breathable container. So what I do, I just add another new soil, new compost to the plant. Then I just keep adding it. Okay, so if you have question, guys, if there is some question that you would want answer, just write below this video, write your comments, and I will read your comments and I will write the answer for you guys. So this is the video for today. I hope this video helped you, and see you next week. Bye bye. Look at this Meyer lemon fruit, guys. It's awesome. Meyer lemon fruit is different than Eureka. As you can see, it's a little bit round, and when ripe, it tastes a little bit sweeter and less acidic. It turns into dark orange because it is a crossbreed between citron and orange. That's why it tastes a little bit sweeter. It's awesome. Now, I did not cover some of the diseases of the lemon, guys, because it takes too long for the video, and I don't want you guys to get bored watching the long video. But the common problem of Meyer lemon is aphids. Oh, I have a drip in here. Is aphids, spider mites, and scale. So if you have that problem, just use neem or horticultural.
When you say you feel low and good things are hard to see,